Hello, true crimerers. So this is going to be another video from my TikTok page, but it's just one story. Back towards the beginning portions of my TikTok days, I started a series called Spooky History, where I would give the history of haunted buildings. It was a short-lived series. I think I only did 3 or 4 locations, but this was an 8-part thing for this particular story because it was we only have minute-long videos at the time. We didn't have 3 minutes or anything. So also please understand, this was again the beginning of my TikTok days. I wasn't as polished as I may seem now. Ew. That was just cringy. Speaking of cringy, this is cringy. I know I have a silly personality. I don't even know how to explain the way I am half the time in this video, but just be warned. Anyway, this is a story I did on the Whaley house, which is located in San Diego, California, something near and dear to my heart because I used to live in the San Diego area, and I've been to the Whaley house many, many times. So here you go. Here's a video on it. Viewer discretion is not really advised. There's nothing really super crazy, but you know what? Screw it. Viewer discretion's advised. Hello, true crimerers. We're gonna add a spooky new element to this page. We're gonna cover some allegedly haunted locations or places with seedy, crimey histories. First up, the Whaley house. The Whaley house is nestled comfortably in Old Town San Diego, just minutes from SeaWorld. It's a 2-story Greek Revival-style home. It was designed by Thomas Whaley. This gray-looking fella here. Get some color, you freak! Construction began in 1856. That was my attempt to do an old-timey voice. It's not working. Construction was done in 1857. Now I sound like an old-timey Harry Potter character. I'll stop. It cost them 10,000 buckaroos to build. It was made from bricks. That came from Thomas Whaley's brickyard. It was the first of its kind in San Diego. When construction finished in 1857, the Whaley house was known as a mansion. It was considered to be the finest home in California. This piece of shit? Okay. Thomas then moved his... Oh my god! Jesus Christ, old-timey photos just scared the f*** out of me. Ugh. Thomas here moved his wife Anna and the kids in. You know, Anna and the kids. But the Whaley house wasn't just the Whaley home. It also served as San Diego's first courtroom. Yes, the courtroom is part of the home. I know, I've been there many times. And they also have a theater upstairs. The Whaley house is basically like the happening place. This dusty-looking commode is where all the kids would come to party in their big poofy corset dresses and their loud goddamn jazz music or shit, I don't know. Was music invented yet? Yeah. Let's do some Whaley history, shall we? This fella right here is Thomas Whaley. I like your mustache. Not a talker. This old born in 1823, boomer! In New York City. He was the 7th of 10 children. He took over his father's successful business and then he moved away from New York in 1849. He traveled to San Francisco where he took place of the California gold rush up in them darn hills. He then moved to San Diego in 1851. 2 years after that, he moved back to New York to marry this hot piece of Anna Delany. They then had 6 children together. Here's a couple of them. Fuck, that baby's terrifying. Let's see, there was Francis, Thomas Jr., Anna Amelia, George, Violet, and Corinne. Baby Thomas, at 18 months old, died from scarlet fever in 1858, and they moved back to San Francisco. Fast forward to 1868, Thomas and Anna decided to move back to San Diego, where they fixed up their old home, the Whaley house, and moved back in. Pick a place, won't ya? One of the Whaley children, Violet, got married obviously later down in life. But that relationship came to an embarrassing end. A divorce happened, and back then in that society, woo, you get shunned. She fell into a major depression, and on August 18th, 1885, when she was just 22 years old, she shot herself in the chest with a .32 caliber weapon. Her suicide note read, "Mad from life's history, swift to death's mystery, glad to be hurled anywhere, out of this world." Jesus. Most suicide notes nowadays aren't so fancy. The Whaley house then became vacant for 20 years after they built another home in San Diego and moved in there. And by 1905, Thomas and Anna would be dead. So fast forwarding to 1860, the San Diego Historical Shrine Foundation took over the home and turned it into a tourist attraction. Now, I'm originally from San Diego, California, and I have been to the Whaley house many, many times. It was like $5 to get in to tour the house for as long as you wanted to. This is the building that got me interested in finding out the history of old locations. The Whaley house has been maintained by the Save Our Heritage organization since the year 2000. Since 2007, a live-in caretaker has lived in the property due to some unfortunate vandalism. Now, they kept pretty much most of the original pieces inside the home, original artifacts. By the way, the Whaleys operated a general store as well out of the home, which is what this is right here. Not to mention the courtroom. They recently renovated it and put up new tile walls for some reason. Dining room, kitchen. Oh God, dolls! Now, the Whaley house has had some tragic history behind it. Suicides were committed in the home, other family members died in the home, some tragically, some of old age. But there was even history of death on that property before the house. You see, somewhere in the old-timey location before this house was there, this location operated a gallows. This is an archway in the home in the lower floor in the living room area, where historical officials say this is where the gallows used to be. A man by the name of James Robinson, or nicknamed Yankee Jim Robinson, who's one of the most notorious names involved with this house, he tried to steal a boat. And back then in 1852, that was punishable by death. So he was put to death. He was hung on those gallows where the Whaley house now stands. Yankee Jim was roughly 6 feet tall, which back then was a monster. The gallows were too short, so he struggled and died very, very slowly, horrifically. Some say he now lingers. Right down the street from the Whaley house, literally like a couple hundred feet away, is a little tiny graveyard where Yankee Jim was buried, where he still rests to this day. The Whaley house is now considered to be one of the most authentically haunted locations in the entire country. I have been there several times and I've experienced some weird things, but take it with a grain of salt. Some people claim if you're standing near this archway where Yankee Jim Robinson was hung, you can feel pressure around your throat. People claim they smell perfume on the staircase, where at one point Anna Whaley was robbed at gunpoint. You can see curtains blowing in one of the master bedrooms, where there's no wind. People have seen little ghost animals running around here. Regis Philbin was filming one of his morning shows in 1964 inside the Whaley house, and they ended up running away from the house screaming. He claims he saw Anna Whaley. Do you believe? I'm just going to show you some pictures. Some people claim you can see a face in this picture. Do you see it? Is it nothing? Apparently there's a blobby ghost down there, I guess. Gee, this one's pretty self-explanatory. Hello, sir. This is in their dining room. Oh, shit! Oh, God, it's just an old lady. But my hand went right through her. I guess there's a face in that circle. I don't know, I suppose I don't know. Oh, there's a face staring at you from the window. Sorry. Whoa, okay, I don't know what that creeper pants is. Could be a reflection, maybe? What do you guys think? What do you think, face in the wall? Are ghosts real? Huh? Nah, probably not. But maybe.